about blood, Sundas?
Blood was a fluid tissue, like
Hmm.
its primary function was to deliver oxygen and
Hmm.
CO to the various parts of our body.
Exactly. So blood acts as the medium of transportation of the essential substances throughout our bodies, right? Such as it will be transporting oxygen, nutrients, and carbon dioxide, namely. So it's the medium of transport, right? Second thing is that it's a fluid connective tissue. All right now, fluid connective tissue. So these were the things about the blood. Blood also carries away the waste materials from the kidneys. Yeah. So blood carries away the waste materials, not from the kidneys to the kidneys actually. So it carries the waste materials from different parts of the body, from different cells to the kidneys, right? So the kidney will be filtering the blood. Kidney does not filters the urine. It filters the blood. So from the blood, it takes out the urine. Getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
So the blood carries the waste material also. Carries waste to kidneys, and it also carries the waste to the lungs as well. Which waste is carried to the lungs? Carbon dioxide, right? Also, the blood is also protecting the body from losing blood by forming the blood clot at the place of injury. You see, there are some components found in the blood that stops the flow of blood while there's a wound or while there's a cut, right now. So there are components found in the blood that will be stopping the flow of blood in case a person gets a cut, right? Then you see the blood will contain some special substances that helps in regulating the temperature of the body. So blood also helps in regulating temperature of body. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let's okay, let's do revise about these components as well. So we did talk about the blood plasma as well. So the blood plasma is what? You see, it is the liquid substance na, in which all the components of the blood is floating. See this diagram, all of you pay attention here. So this plasma that you see over here, it is the medium in which the different components of the blood, like the red blood cells, platelets, or the white bloods, are basically flowing. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you can now actually separate the blood plasma from the blood. Why the process of centrifugation, right? Sundus, why Chakrika, we did talked about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys also know this thing that plasma could be separated from the blood by the process of centrifugation. It is the same process as the churning of the milk is done, right? The same principle is involved here as well, right? So this blood plasma, it was also made up of, was made up of water, salt, proteins, fats, as well as sugar. So note this thing down that plasma, first of all, we did talked about that mm, is the liquid substance in the blood. Okay, now. Second thing, we saw that all the components of the blood are suspended in it and floating in it. So components of blood, whether you talk about the red blood cells or whether we have the white blood cells or whether we have got the platelets, right?
Sir.
Yeah.
So talking about the plasma, can we include we can separate plasma with the process of centrifugation?
Yeah, we can separate plasma by the process of centrifugation. Yeah.
Like, can we mention it, sir, while talking about plasma?
You can mention it while you will be discussing, while you will be talking about plasma. Now, there you can mention that plasma can be separated by the process of centrifugation.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, the importance of the plasma lies in the fact that it's a liquid substance in which all the components of the blood is present, and it actually facilitates the transportation of different substances throughout the bodies. Imagine if there is no plasma in the blood. will there be flow of the cells found in the blood? Will any component will be flowing? Guys, are you able
No.
to get
Sir,
the
can you
question or not?
repeat again?
Sir, can you
The,
explain the question?
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, can you
sure,
repeat the
sure,
question?
sure.
No plasma.
Yeah, Tehsin.
Sir, if there is no plasma in the flow of blood, then the blood can't flow, and it won't be in liquid.
Exactly,
The
exactly.
liquid. If like we have a cut or wound, the
Hmm.
blood wouldn't come out because there is no plasma present in it. It would be only the
Cell.
erythrocytes and thrombocytes.
Exactly, exactly. Very good. So as Tehsin has explained very well here, that plasma is the liquid substance found in the blood. So if there is no plasma, the blood components found in the blood will not be able to flow, right? So there will be no transportation of the substances like WBC or or red blood cells or the platelets throughout the body. So that is the importance of the plasma. Second thing, hope that is clear to everyone. Second thing is that we did also talk that blood plasma, it is made up of what, Sundus? Water,
And
salt,
salt, common.
common salt. There is some amount of fat
Fats.
also found in it. Protein is also found in it, and sugar is also found in it. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you guys tell me, you have the next component of the blood, that is the WBC, also called as, another name of white blood cells was
Leukocytes.
leukocytes. Good. So leukocytes, we saw that leukocytes or the white blood cells, they are present in very fewer quantity in the blood, almost 1%, almost 1%. Getting it now? But it performs a very important and crucial function in the body. These
Yes, sir.
cells fight against the germs present in the body. Yeah,
Why they're called soldiers of the body.
exactly. Fight against germs by basically eating them, right? So thereby they are called as soldiers of the body. Another important fact about the white blood cells are that they produces what? They produces antibodies. Getting this thing or not? They will be producing antibodies, right? So these are the different facts about the white blood cells. Huh? Who would tell me what is the lifespan of a white blood cell?
Sir, 13 to 20 days.
Exactly. It is somewhere between 13 to 20 days. So that is the lifespan of the white blood cells. So hope it is clear to everyone. Are there any confusions related to it? Please do let me know if there's any confusion.
No, so there is no confusions.
Okay.
No.
Then you have the
Sir, I
blood.
have a doubt.
Yeah.
So what if there is high amount of WBC?
If there's high amount of white blood cells,
Yes, sir. If there is high amount of white blood cells, what happens?
there also there's a disease. There's a name to that disease also. I'm forgetting at the moment, but due to more if the concentration of white blood cells are also more in the body, that also leads to some abnormality. Okay now. Okay, let me recall that. I will be telling the name of it. Okay now. So then you have got the blood platelets as well, right? So blood platelets, as we also discussed in the previous class, Sundus and Chakrika, that these are
Yeah.
the tiniest cells, right?
Yes, sir.
So these were the
Yes, and they are formed in bone.
in the bone marrow. Very good. So the blood platelets
Yeah,
first
So they are colorless, right? And round in shape.
colorless. Exactly. They are having an irregular shape, colorless. So first fact is that the smallest cells in the blood. All right now. Second thing is that the blood platelets, they are having irregular shape,
So
and then
and
they
it's like it helps to clothe the blood, right? To stop the bleeding.
exactly. Look here. What will happen now? The cells of the blood platelet, they will clump together. Yeah. they will be clumping together and they will form a blood clot. Thereby, it will prevent the loss of blood in case of an accident, right? So these platelet, hope you guys are getting this thing. Platelet cells form a clot by clumping together and prevents blood loss right now. Okay, so these are the different things, and wherever the damage will be there it will be forming the clot. Okay, and thereby avoids the loss of blood from the human body. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you guys
Sir,
remember,
there is one more fact that if there are no platelets in the body, a person will bleed to death.
exactly, because the platelets are doing what? The platelets are helping to clot the blood, thereby avoiding the loss of blood. So if the count of platelet is very low, then the bleeding will happen. In certain cases, there's an internal bleeding also, right now. So due to, while those who were present in the previous class, Sundus and Chakrika, I believe you guys were present. Do tell me what was the amount of platelet found in a healthy person? What is the platelet count?
Sir, the platelet
So 14,
about
1.4 lakh, no, 1.5 lakhs or something like that, sir.
Okay.
and their size is about 2 to 4 micros.
2 to 4 micrometer.
Yeah.
That is also correct. The size is very small, 2 to 4 micrometer. Micrometer is 1/6 of, 1/1,00,000 of a meter.
And
Right
so
now.
there are about 150,000 to 400,000 platelets per microliter of blood.
Per
And
microliter of blood.
yeah, and also their lifespan is about 5 to 9 days.
About 5 to 9 days. Right. So due to lesser count, first of all, bleeding will happen. Okay. There could be internal bleeding also. It will not appear as if there's a bleeding, but there could be internal bleeding, right? How you can found that there's an internal bleeding? If if suppose a person is having very less count of platelet, if someone were to hold the hand very firmly, very tightly, thereby you will see the patches of blood will develop on the hand. Yeah. Okay, so why that we can see that
Sir,
the internal
also,
bleeding will also be there. Yeah.
sir, as also Sandhu said, the blood plate cells are mainly found in our bone marrow, right? You didn't
Exactly.
mention that.
Exactly. That is also one of the point. Okay, I will be mentioning that platelet count is somewhere between 1.5 lakh to around 4 lakh, right? So 1.5 lakh to 4 lakh in the unit microliter, right? So per microliter MCL, getting it or not? Yeah. So as Sundar said very well, that it is formed in bone marrow. Okay. Later on, you will get to know that even the red blood cells, they are also found in the bone marrow. Getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. And as Tessin was mentioning about its size, the size is somewhere between 1.5 to 3 microns in diameter. Okay. The size, usually that is not very important, but if you want to remember, you can remember. It is between 1.5 and 3 micrometer, or you simply call it as micron. And that here is the diameter of it. Okay. All right. Shall we move ahead then?
Yes.
We did missed one thing. We did miss the red blood cells, right?
Yes,
Huh.
sir. RBC.
So red blood cells we have missed that. You guys tell me what was the another name of red blood cells?
Erythrocytes.
Erythrocytes. Very good. Red blood cell, also called as erythrocyte. sites. Yeah. What do we know about red blood cells? Yes.
Sir,
They
they
So,
deliver
like,
oxygen to the body tissues.
Sir,
exactly.
these cells contain a red color pigment called hemoglobin,
Very good.
and the hemoglobin imparts characteristic red color to the blood.
Mhm. Good. Yeah.
so like RBCs are found inside the bone marrow, present in the bones.
Good. Very good.
Sir, about 5 million erythrocytes are present in the circulating body.
That is also correct. Very good.
Also,
And
sir,
the
red blood cells
lifespan of these
transport.
cells is
Yeah.
okay.
Please speak one of you at a time.
You go
That's
on,
okay.
Raika.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, you say.
Okay, fine. Sir, and also red blood cells also transport waste like carbon dioxide to our lungs to be exhaled.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good. So first thing about the red blood cells, as you see,
Sir,
its
Vaika was
name is.
saying something.
Why you were saying something?
So I forgot what I was about to say.
Okay. When you remember that, do let me know. Okay.
Why was saying about lifespan?
Oh yeah,
Lifespan.
Like lifespan of these cells is like approximately like 120 days.
Approximately 120 days. Very good. Out of all the different components, it has got the maximum lifespan. That is 120 days. Very good. Okay. Usually, in an in average adult, you get to see it's about 120 days. But it might change also depending upon the health of the person. It might be somewhere around 80 to 150 days, 80 to 120 days, like that also, right? Okay. So first thing about the red blood cells is that in the blood it is found somewhere between 40 to 50 percent, right? Red blood cells are found in the blood, and as Tessin was mentioning, that it is red in color due to the presence of a special pigment in it that is called as hemoglobin, right? And then when the gases exchange takes place in the lungs now, so thereby from the alveoli, the oxygen that enters into the blood, it binds with this hemoglobin. It binds with the hemoglobin, thereby it forms oxyhemoglobin. All right now.
So basically, like
Sir,
hemoglobin
Sir, like
helps to carry.
Exactly, it helps to carry the oxygen.
so it also like if the cells like will be deprived of oxygen, the cells will be deprived of oxygen if like there is lack of hemoglobin.
There will be lack of.
Hemoglobin.
Please repeat that term again. I didn't heard it properly.
Sir, like the cells will be deprived of oxygen if there is lack of hemoglobin.
Exactly. If the hemoglobin count is less in the human body, no, so thereby the cells will be deprived of the oxygen because lesser amount of oxygen will not be binding with, right? Getting it or not?
In blood, like it can also cause anemia.
It can also cause as anemia. Yeah, that is also correct. Okay. We did talk about lifespan, that is somewhere around 115 to 120 days. We did talk about hemoglobin. So oxygen binds with hemoglobin in order to form oxyhemoglobin. Now then, in the same manner, just like oxygen binds with it, carbon dioxide also binds with hemoglobin, right now. So carbon dioxide will also be binding with this hemoglobin, and in that manner, carbon dioxide is why the process of diffusion exchange from the capillaries to the alveoli in the lungs. In that manner, carbon dioxide is being exchanged there. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these were the
Yes.
different points about the red blood cells. Okay, now. Next, you have got the blood vessels, right? So
Sir,
blood vessels, yeah.
sir, I have a doubt in platelets pheresis.
Which one?
I'm not sure how do we actually pronounce it, but it's platelets pheresis.
Platelet pheresis, the process which is used to separate the platelets from the blood.
So what? Can you repeat again?
The process, the centrifugation method, which is used to separate the platelet from the blood.
Okay, sir.
Mhm. Yeah. Are there any other doubts regard to that?
No, sir.
So you said this about blood paresis.
Again, repeat that, Sundus.
I don't know also how to pronounce
Plate.
that. Like
Okay. Spell the spelling. Yeah.
Sir,
Chakrika,
it's
spell the
basically
spelling.
sir, I think it's PLATELETS and PHE. No, I think it's Paris, sir. Because I only
Okay.
wait,
Look,
I think
the
it's
spelling.
PHERERIS.
Okay. Let me write that down. Okay. Where's the platelet? Platelet. Yeah, here's the platelet. Yeah. So the process involved in the separation of platelet, it's called as plate pheresis. As simple as that.
like this plate paresis is same as the centrifugation.
It's the method where the principle of centrifugation is used. Right now, here the process of centrifugation is used. Right now, centrifugation, you guys know, just like how a mixer grinder works.
It's
Right now, so that is how it works.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did we mention the count plate of platelet? Yeah, that is mentioned over here. So do remember that. Now we are going to talk about the blood vessels. So blood vessels are what? These are the tubes. These are tube-like structures that carries blood all over the body.
Yes, sir.
We say
There
that.
are two types of veins, arteries and veins. I
Hmm.
mean, two types of blood vessels, not.
Uh, there's third one as well. That is capillaries also.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now. The two main type of blood vessels are arteries and veins, but then we
arteries
have
and
capillaries as well, right?
so
So
like
like
these to have like
capillaries.
functions, they different functions, right?
Exactly.
Like
Sir,
arteries like have the function to carry the blood from the heart to the various parts of the body, while vein is the opposite. It will carry all the blood and then to the heart.
Very good. Yeah, that is correct, Sundas. Yeah, Vaika, you were saying something?
Yeah, sir. And basically, like capillaries connect these arteries and veins, right?
Exactly. They will be the junction point where these two connects. Okay. So first of all, the blood vessels are tubes that carries blood all over the body.
sir,
Namely,
also
yeah,
these blood vessels transport food, oxygen, and waste and carbon dioxide, including.
exactly. That is the primary function of the blood vessels, right now, to transport whatever is required at different sites in the body, right? So the namely they are arteries, you have the veins, third one is the capillaries. Yes,
Sir,
anyone
it
has any
also
doubt or to add some point? Yeah.
Sir, it also regulates the body temperature, right? Like
Blood in total regulates the body temperature. In general, we did talked about this. Chakrika, first complete what you were saying.
yes, sir, that's what I was saying. The body temperature.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
regulates the body temperature.
as I said, blood helps in regulating the temperature of body also, right now. So it's not
Okay, sir.
specific to just any one type of blood vessels, but blood in general, all the blood vessels help in regulating the body temperature, right?
Okay, sir.
So if you were to understand that in this manner, like the blood is continuously flowing, right? So the all the particles that are there in the blood, now they possess the kinetic energy, right? There's a kinetic energy there. And you see, say this is a blood vessels, right? And this the blood is flowing. There are different components in that now. There are red blood cells, there are white blood cells, right, guys? And while they are moving in this blood now, there will be development of friction as well, as the cells will be rubbing against the walls of this blood vessel. Yeah, there will be development of friction. They possess the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is what? If a body is moving, if I am running, let's say at that time I'm possessing the kinetic energy. Okay. Right now, if I am sitting, I am possessing the potential energy. So those are the concepts you will be standing in studying in the standard 9. So basically the thing is the components of the blood, they are possessing the kinetic energy, and they are continuously rubbing against the walls of the blood vessels, thereby friction is generated, due to that heat is generated, and in that manner the body is able to regulate the temperature. Is that clear to everyone or not?
Yes.
That is clear.
Yes, sir.
Good. So let's to talk about arteries, veins, and capillaries. So as Sundus defined very well, that arteries are the blood vessels that carries blood from the heart, right?
Yes, sir.
That contains
Oxygenated blood, right?
exactly
Sir, I have a
ox.
doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, do they carry the blood to the heart, or do they carry out the pumped blood?
Basically, arteries now they carries the pumped blood that is coming from the heart.
Heart.
So
Oh,
see,
okay,
this
sir.
is this is heart. Okay, and let's say this is lungs. Okay, say these is lungs here, and from the lungs, oxygenated blood is coming into the heart. The blood that is rich in oxygen, that is called as
Yes, sir.
oxygenated blood.
Yes, sir.
We also call it as pure blood, right? So the heart will be transporting that blood to different parts of the body via the help of arteries. And the blood that will be flowing into the artery now, it will be flowing with pressure. There will be pressure in it, right? So thereby, when we take the pulse reading now, yeah. So thereby you are basically taking the reading of the artery also, the pressure at which the blood is flowing in the artery. Is that
Okay,
clear?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So mainly we
Yes.
are going to we will be discussing about arteries and veins in more detail, right? Okay. So the blood vessels that carries blood from the heart to different tissues, to different organs, right now. So that is called as the arteries, right? Now, since the blood is flowing at a very high pressure in the arteries, then it should be having a thin wall or the thick wall. By logic, it should be
Yes.
having a thick wall now.
Have thick
Yes,
walls.
Like,
sir.
but the sir, like, but the thick wall is to separate oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood, right? L- Like,
No, that's
why it has the connection with the pressure of the blood?
No, it's
that's a
because
different thing.
because the
Oh,
arteries have thick elastic walls because
Hmm.
their blood they flow blood under high pressure because they have oxygenated blood.
Exactly. Look here. The simple concept is that, for example, now, let's say you have two water pipes. Okay. Say they are having equal thickness, sorry, equal width, right? Pipe number A and pipe number B. Okay. Say I have connected pipe number A to a tap, okay, from which the water is flowing at a, let's say, normal pressure, right? So this will be able to tolerate it, right? The pipe will not rupture, right? But if I were to if I were to increase the pressure flow in this tap, then the same pipe will not be able to tolerate that pressure. It might rupture or it might leak at different places, right? So thereby I will be required to use a pipe which is having more thickness. Getting it or not? So same concept
okay,
is
sir.
there in the case of heart as well, that the blood is being pumped at a very high pressure. Yeah, because you see, heart has to pump blood upward also and downward also, and the sideways also, right? Getting it now? So thereby the heart has to pump the blood at a pressure. You see, brain is the organ that consumes a considerable amount of energy. Yeah, it requires a good, it requires requires sufficient amount of oxygen and all other different type of nutrients, right? So thereby, in order to ensure that blood flows in upward direction also, it has to be pumped at a high pressure, at a good amount of pressure. Getting it now? So thereby arteries now guys, it will be having a thicker wall. Getting it or not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from that thing now, the arteries are not that much broad. They are narrow. Yeah. So that blood can flow quickly through it. Yes. Now again, take the same example of the pipe, water pipe. So if you were to have this much thicker pipe, or if you were to have this much uh, um, this much thicker pipe, okay, so the one is having a wider, it's a wider and it's a narrower pipe. So thereby we clearly know that in the second pipe water will be flowing at a more pressure. I mean to say, it will be flowing not just at a more pressure. Getting it now? Apart
Yes,
from
sir.
that, it will be also flowing very quickly in a narrower pipe.
Sir?
Yeah.
So in the narrow tube, the water will be flowing in a high pressure, but not in the wider one.
Exactly. But not in the wider one, right?
Okay.
So thereby, it's not just that the arteries have the thick walls, but apart from that, it is also very narrow. It is narrower so that the blood can flow quickly through it. Right. So if in a garden, if you were to use, if you have used a narrower pipe, you would be able to observe that the water comes at a very good amount of pressure. Right. Okay. Getting it or not? So that is the different things we did talked about arteries. Now there's one more thing about them. The arteries, they do not contain valves in them. Yeah. What are valves?
Sir, could you repeat what did you said?
Yeah. Arteries do not have valves. Valves are what? Yes. What do you understand by valves? Anyone? What are valves in the blood
W or
vessels?
What,
L?
sir?
I don't
V
understand.
A
Is
V
it
A L V E S. Look, VALVES. This term which I have written over here. See, valves are now. These are now like a crescent shaped tissue that opens and closes in an alternate manner in order to prevent the flow of blood, in
Sir,
order to
also
prevent the
the
backward flow.
valves, they
Sir,
the
arteries.
backflow of blood.
Exactly. As you mentioned,
Sir,
the backflow. Yeah,
arteries do
right.
not contain valves, right?
They do not contain valves right now. Look, first let me complete what do we understand by the valves. What does the valves basically mean and how does it basically function? So first thing about the valves here now, that valves, they are like crescent. You have seen the crescent moon. Yeah. How crescent moon looks like crescent moon. Yeah. So it is having a crescent shape. So it's a crescent shape tissue. Okay. And it opens and closes in alternation. Okay. And thereby it prevents the backflow of it prevents the blood from flowing in the backward direction. So the thing is that as the blood has been already been pumped from the heart, it can't go back to the heart, right? I wouldn't want that the blood flows back to the heart. No, I would want that the blood keeps on flowing in the forward direction, the blood that is pumped from the heart. You guys getting this thing or not?
Sir, I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
getting
Sir, can
it.
you explain again?
Sure. Let me draw a diagram, thereby it will be more clear. All right, now see, you have, see, this is not blood vessel. Okay, this is the diagram of a blood vessel, let's say, right? And the blood is flowing in it. Let's say it is artery. Okay, getting it now? Let's say it's a vein actually, because in arteries the valves are not there. So let's say this is a vein. In this you will get to see there's a muscle, there's a tissue like this. Yeah, these are actually called as valves. So the diagram that I have just drawn, that's an open valve. So thereby the blood will be flowing. It will ensure that the blood flows. Are you guys getting this thing or not? Please do let me know.
No, sir.
Sir,
No.
sir,
Let me
are
draw the another
valves,
diagram, then it will be more clear. Yeah, Chakrika, continue.
sir, are the valves like flexible?
Yeah, they are flexible. They have to be flexible. Exactly.
Sir,
They are
the
flexible.
valve will be
They are
the
flexible.
inside. If there is like a closed vein, I mean closed vein.
Please repeat, Sundus. I didn't
In
heard the
closed
complete
vein,
sentence.
like in closed vein, is there a valve
Enclosed?
vein?
Huh. Enclosed vein, is there a valve? You should be saying, I didn't repeat the question. Repeat the question. I didn't
So
got it
that's
what you meant to say.
like in inside of the vein, like
Hmm.
there's a valve.
There is a valve present inside the vein.
Like, but if it is not open, the vein is not open.
Look here. Let me draw this diagram. It will be more clear then. Okay, now let me complete this diagram. So in the second image, that is also of a vein, guys. If you were to notice one thing, that the valves are touching each other. Thereby the valves are closing the pathway of the blood flow here, right? So there you get to see that it's a closed valve now. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's a closed valve. So while the valves are open, then the blood will be flowing in it. While the valves are closed, thereby the blood will not be flowing in it. The blood will be stopped like this. The blood will be coming, but it will be stopped like this. Are you guys able to understand this thing or not? Sundus, please do let me know
Yes,
if
sir.
it is clear now. Yeah. So this structure is absent in the arteries. Yeah.
Okay, nothing.
No, feel free to ask any question. If there's any question, please feel free to ask.
No, sir. What I thought was that, like, like you also said that they prevent the black backflow of the blood, right?
Exactly. They prevent
But
the
I
backflow of
thought
the blood.
that they can also be helpful for the blood to flow backward. So I was about to ask, why were they closed in that way? So yeah.
Okay. So let's quickly summarize what are the points we studied about arteries, right? So they carry blood away from the lungs, or heart.
Heart, sir.
Carry blood away from heart. Second thing is that they are having thicker walls
Towards.
and they are
Take
narrower.
elastic.
Elastic also good.
So they're also
Elastic.
muscular, right?
They are muscular also. Since they are having thicker walls, so thereby in that context we can say it's they are muscular, right?
Okay.
They
Yes, sir. And the blood flows with high pressure.
exactly, they do not have valves, and you can add the point just to say it that blood flows at high pressure here. I'm writing just the keywords here. Okay, now while you will be making notes, you could elaborate it more, right, in the form of a sentence, right? Okay.
And they contain like oxygenated blood. They carry oxygenated blood.
Exactly. They carry blood from the heart and the blood is oxygenated. Okay. So the manner in which oxygen is found in the blood is that oxygen combines with the hemoglobin, right? Thereby, oxyhemoglobin is formed right now. No, they do not have valves, right? As the blood in the arteries always flows in the forward direction. And that forward direction is why? Because of the pumping of the heart now. Heart is continuously pumping now. Have you ever seen that the motor that pumps the water, have you ever seen the water goes back to the motor? Goes back into the motor or goes back into the underground water? No, right now. So that is the thing about the arteries. Next, you have got the veins. So these veins clearly will be carrying the blood that is rich in carbon dioxide. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
and it will be collecting all the carbon dioxide from the different body organs to the lungs, right? Or is it to the heart? Yes.
They carry blood. Like they carry from heart. Like they carry blood from the various parts. Part.
Not from the waste part. Basically, the
So they
No,
collect
I said like the
more.
various parts, not the waste part.
okay, I
So
didn't heard it then. Various
more.
parts.
Like they contain deoxygenated blood from all parts
Yeah.
of the body back to the heart.
Exactly. Very good. Yeah. Anyone else have to add some more points?
Sir, I have to
They
add.
contain
They transport the blood towards the heart,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
they have valves present in them that allow the blood to flow in one direction.
Very good. Okay. So
Sir,
they have
and
got valves present in them. Yeah.
sir, and veins are like less muscular, less elastic, and have thin walls, right?
Exactly. They are thinner as compared to the arteries, because the thing is that blood is not flowing at a high pressure in the veins right now. So they carry carbon rich blood, or we simply say deoxygenated blood, right? The blood that is not having oxygen. So they carry carbon rich
So can
blood
you go to the
in large.
slide one?
Yeah, sure. This one.
So you can continue.
Yeah. So they carry carbon rich deoxygenated blood in large volumes from different tissues, or more specifically from different cells, right? Back to the heart, and from the heart it will now go to the lungs, and there the exchange will take place, and then we exhale that air out right now. Second thing about the veins, they have, as Vaiga was mentioning, they have got thin and less elastic walls, right? Okay, so they have got thin and less elastic walls, and that actually helps them to handle high volumes and low pressure, getting or not. They have valves. They have got valves, and the
Yes,
waves
sir.
Sir,
open and close. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
sir, they're also like very close to our skin, right?
yeah, they are close to our skin. Yeah, they are close to our skin.
Sir, the capillaries are supplied with the arterioles blood. They supply the blood with the arterioles, and then they drain it into the venules. And the venules are like the
Mhm.
venules are the minute vessels that drain blood from the capillaries into veins. Many
Minute
veins
vessels.
unite to form a vein.
Hmm. Correct. Okay.
Yes, sir. Like when they before they come closer to the heart, they are called venules, and after they come to they come closer to the heart, they're called veins, right?
Exactly. Look, when we'll be talking about the veins now, there we will get to see that there are different part. When we'll be talking about heart, there are different parts of the heart. Yeah, so there are different veins coming to it. For example, you have got the pulmonary veins, pulmonary artery is there, vena cava is there. Okay, so there you will be understanding that several veins will be joining together to form a particular type of vein, right? So there's a concept like veins usually know that it consists of impure blood. It carries impure blood. Getting it now? While you'll be studying that, there's a vein called as pulmonary vein. So the the blood
Yeah, sir.
that
I
is
studied about this.
yeah,
Yes, sir. The pulmonary vein and fetal vein, right?
exactly, pulmonary
Pulmonary
vein is there,
artery.
pulmonary artery is also there right now, aorta is there, vena cava is there. All of the things we are going to study in detail. We are going
Yes,
to
sir.
talk about the different chambers of the heart also. Okay, how the bloods are prevented from intermixing, right? So in that case we will study that the vein, the blood vessel that carries the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to the heart, that is called as pulmonary vein. Rather than artery, they are called as pulmonary vein. So those are the different aspects of the discussion. We will be discussing about that as well. Okay. So let's complete the vein
Okay,
first, then we'll be
sir.
moving ahead, right? So veins, as we discussed that, they carry lesser amount of they carry oxygen, blood that is rich in carbon dioxide, right? So that is about the
Yes, sir.
vein, and the blood is not flowing at a high pressure because obviously there's no pumping of blood in the veins. Getting it or not? Okay. So they are thin, less elastic, and valves. The valves open and close, which controls blood flow in it. So do tell me one more thing: that can the blood flow in the forward direction in it, or can it also flow in the backward direction in the veins? Yeah. In the case of the veins, can the blood flow be forward or backward both? Because
Sir,
since
forward.
forward. Okay. What about backward? Can there be backward flow since the valves are
Sir, I
present here?
think they can go.
I don't think so, sir.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Can blood flow backward in the veins?
No, sir.
No,
Okay. If no, why is it so?
because
So
of the
because
valve.
walls prevent the backflow of the blood in veins.
Please repeat that again. Why? Because the valves will.
Walls prevents the backflow of blood in veins.
Exactly, exactly. That is the basic purpose of the valves in order to prevent the backflow of the blood, right? While in the case of the arteries, there's no need to have such tissue in the blood vessels because the blood is already being pumped at a very, very high pressure, right? Okay. And do tell me that when we go to high altitude areas, yeah, so in the high altitude areas, the oxygen concentration is low in the environment, right? So thereby the
Yes, sir.
veins will be playing a very good role here. The valves found in the vein, you know. You know that veins are those blood vessels which are bringing blood from the body back to the heart. They are having larger and they can hold more blood, getting it or not, than the arteries. Remember that fact also, that they can hold more bloods than the arteries. They can hold more blood than arteries. Is my screen not visible?
It's visible.
Okay. So look here. The blood that is flowing in it, is it flowing at a low pressure? And it flows in a very slow and steady manner against the direction of gravity. Against the direction of the gravity that is acting on the human body also. So it will be flowing at a very slow pace, at a very slow speed. Yeah. So why is it that when I will be going to the high altitude area now, thereby I have got no effect of the gravity. Why is it that the backflow of the blood is not seen there in the case of high altitude areas? Because of the presence of valves in it. Yeah. Look here. The question I'm asking here, that the question is that veins have valves to prevent the backflow of blood. Listen to the question. Let me complete the question. Backflow of blood. Because the blood in veins flow. Your options are at low pressure, second, at high pressure, third is at a neutral pressure, and the D is at atmospheric pressure. Yes. Sundus, read the question.
Veins have
Hmm.
valves to
Prevent.
prevent the backflow of blood because the blood in veins flow.
Ada?
So I'll say
Yeah, you all have to say it. You all can say it.
less pressure.
Less pressure, exactly because of that. Right? Okay. Also, when we go to a high altitude area, thereby we see that the oxygen concentration in the outer environment is very less. Right? But still, due to that, we have got no effect because we have some momentary effect, but it is because of the presence of valve that it plays a very major role there. So that prevents the backflow of still because of the pressure difference. Getting it
So
or
can
not?
you do the previous slide once?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yes, so you can continue.
Okay then. So that's it for today. I hope the time is. I guess the time is over now.
Yes,
It's
sir.
time. Okay now. So we will be meeting in next class then. All right. So that's it for today. And also,
Okay, sir.
whatever doubts you have with you, keep it with you. Keep collect the doubts while in the class. Okay. Just as the class has ended, make sure you revise all the things. Okay. And it's good to have doubts in the class. Thereby we get to ensure that we have the maximum interaction. All right now. Okay. So we'll be meeting in next
Okay.
class then.
Okay, so
Okay, sir.
thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you,
Yep.
sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Love.
Yes, sir.
Allah
Bye, sir.
Hafiz. Bye.